Alrighty, welcome back to another video. So, as you read the title, this is about how to play with confidence. Sorry, this is how to play with confidence. So this is how to play without any fear, and I'm just gonna dive straight into it. I've not got a lot of time, and my phone's about to die, but I'm gonna try to explain how I play without any fear, what happens when I make mistakes, or how I think positively and how I focus onto the game. So, first, before we actually get into anything, let's first describe what confidence actually is. So, for baseline, confidence is essentially your own belief in your abilities. That's how I want to put it. You are capable of performing certain actions on the pitch or performing that certain task because you've known you've done it before, or because you have a certain belief in yourself that reinforces the idea that you can do that said thing. That's why that's how I want to put confidence as it is. So the idea that you believe in your own abilities and that reinforces your overall mental viewpoint of that said task. So if you can do that task or not, if you can do that decision or not. Now I'm just gonna give you the first tip, the first kind of actual practical use you can do to do this. And what I use is a logbook. I've already explained it to you in my previous videos, which is not a lot, but essentially a logbook is like a journal, and it's essentially kind of writing your everyday athletic tasks on that said page. So if you play basketball and you, let's say, have some kind of drills like you do, you'd obviously you do the drills, you go by your daily routine, like your morning, your midday, and then your afternoon. And then once you settle back down, you write down into that logbook what exercise you did, the date you did it, and kind of your thoughts and feelings throughout that. What you need to work on next, what you need to improve on, and etc. So, for example, if you're playing football, my life, right, my daily day was just waking up, do my morning routine. So I wake up, do the morning routine, and then I write what I need to do for the day. And then I go ahead and do my shooting practice because it's Tuesday. So I do my shooting practice, I start with my warm up, and then I go into the main bit of the end, and then a little bit of extra what I need else to work on. And then that's it. And then I go by the rest of my day. And then once I'm finished, I set some new tasks for tomorrow, but then I also get a logbook and I log what I did that day. So I did shooting practice, I did free kicks, I did penalties, I practiced a certain dribble move for etc amount of time, drills, sets. You write all that down, and then you write below your extra thoughts, or you don't need to write anything even. Just writing that set of drill only and then leaving it for that, that's fine. But what you mainly want to do is you just want to get the reps in of writing what you did that day. Because if you record and if you write down evidence of your own drills you did, right? You have your own history record. And that history record is proof that you've actually done the work, that you actually did that specific drill on that certain day. The point is not to show everybody, hey, look, I did these drills. The point is not for to show off to anyone. The point is so you can have some evidence for yourself, for your own works. So having a logbook shows you have evidence of your own capabilities, so that reinforces the idea that you have done these set of drills before. You have played football before. You have that said experience. So when you're on the pitch, you should feel confident because you did these drills. You practiced here. You did these kind of build up skills that led you to this moment on the pitch. So that's that. That's the logbook method. Now another method is obviously creating a. It's kind of a mix, but it's creating your own routine whilst also just doing the work anyway. So I have this as a mix because you might not be you might not have been like in the field, you might not even know how to kind of craft your own football like system. You don't know what you're doing for football. Maybe you're just trying to start out, maybe you're 14 or 15, you're just trying to start out how to play football, right? How to actually just play like the game, right? And if you're there, if you're just beginning, what you need to do is just play football. Just go outside any free time you have and just play the ball, play the game, right? Kick the ball against the wall, kick it up high in the air, do drills, random drills, do whatever. As long as you're out there kicking the ball, that's all that matters. Because when you're beginning out, and this is even when you're also kind of in the lowest like kind of mental like health, like when you're kind of in a low mental state, like you're exhausted, you're tired, you really can't be asked. Like if you're at the point where football is just like hell for you, don't quit, but just do something. Just do anything as well. So if you're beginning or if you're really, really, really not into the football kind of stuff, just do anything like on the pitch. So that's shooting, passing, dribbling, whatever you want to do, just do it. But that said, if you're looking for like some structure or if you're trying to train specifically to improve overall as a player, right? If once you're at a level where you're like, okay, I need to improve, this is my weaknesses, this is my strengths, this is what I need to work on, this is what I need to also pay attention to, I need to work on this off the ball habit, you need to create a routine. So by doing that, I'm going to link a channel in the description that I think has helped me out as well. His name's Oscar. So if he's watching this, shout out to him. But I'm gonna link him down a specific video. And he is so helpful because he's actually helped me with my journey. But if you want my help as well, what I'll say is this. You need to first analyze your strengths and weaknesses. So do this by asking your teammates, what do I need to do for this part? Or what do I need to work on in my game? What do I need to work on my strengths? Ask your coach, ask your parents even, what do you think you need to work on? Write them down, keep a mental note. On your phone, you have a notepad on your iPhone. So if you have a notepad, you can obviously write it down there. Or you can write on a piece of paper. Then once you have certain strengths and weaknesses, what you need to do is simply look at your own like routine and then fill out that said routine of like what your daily life is. So what's your typical week? So let's say Monday to Friday you have work, you don't have any free time. But at Saturday you're free and Sunday you're free. So you can plot like the free time you have in these like football sessions. It's kind of it's not difficult to explain actually. Let's say Monday, right? You have school 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Right? So 8 till 3 p.m. you have school. And then let's say you take like another 2 hours to do whatever you need to do, like your homework, your food, or whatever you need to do, right? Then you have 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock to do something, right? And let's say one of your weaknesses is shooting. So if you don't have like an affordable pitch, if you do have a pitch that's near you with nets and everything, go there and then practice a specific like shooting like drill. That's tailored obviously to your game. But if you don't have a pitch, just kick it against the wall. Practice your shooting techniques against the wall. I do that and it's working out. So the point is to create a schedule that you can apply for like weekly to weekly. Now, I prefer to do it by the season. So I would create like a schedule before the season that matches what I need to do. And then after the season finishes, which is around about now, essentially, I then stop that, take a break, and then make a new schedule. So repeating the same process of asking my coaches and teammates what I need to work on, what any strengths or weaknesses I need to do, like to fix it or to improve on, and so on. Now, the last thing I have for you, and it's going to be short, simple: mentality, being in the present. I've also explained this in my later, and I've also explained this in my before videos. I've also explained this in my recent videos, that mentality and being in the present moment matters a lot. So that's by meditation. Simply being in the present moment, practicing being in the present moment, letting your thoughts kind of pass by, right? Because technically, if you could just be in the present moment, you'll minimize essentially kind of dwelling on your mistakes, right? Because the aim is just to play with confidence. So being in the present moment while you're in a pitch essentially allows you to not focus on the mistakes you make and just start focusing on what you need to do next. What's the next action you need to do? Do you need to defend? Do you need to attack? That gives you confidence. Because if you can not focus on mistakes, if you make a mistake, let's say you misplace a pass, or you kind of get tackled, or you get a bad first touch, you're not going to focus on a mistake the whole game, are you? Right? You wouldn't want to do that. You still have, let's say, you made a mistake in the first 10 minutes of the game, right? Your first touch. You still have 80 whole minutes left to play, right? That's like only 1/9. So it wouldn't make sense to just think, oh, I made a mistake, I might as well give up. No. Focus on being in the present. You acknowledge the mistake, but then focus on being in the present. Okay, I misplaced a pass. But what do I need to do now to recover back and to help out my team? Right? Because if you're focused in the present, your mistakes, they're irrelevant. Your confidence is still there. It's still unwavering. You still have the ability to make a play, to do something. And that is practiced by meditation. So by simply being in the present moment, by simply just acknowledging thoughts and feelings without any thought or without any kind of reflection on them, you just temporarily see them, and then you're like, okay, let's focus back to the present. Let's focus back on my breathing. Let's focus back on how I feel. Let's focus back on the environment. Just being in the present moment. And that is 3 ways that I have to help you guys play without confidence on the field. Now, this can also be applied to any other sport as well. Keep that in mind. So let's recap. Logbook, so tracking your drills and essentially tracking your every drill you made or every set you made to give you your own record. So when you're on the pitch, you know that you've done these drills before, you've done these sets before, so it should give you confidence. It should give you reassurance that you've done the work. Training schedules, so doing your drills, doing the work regardless, it shows you have discipline, it shows you're committed, and it also shows that you have also proof of your work that you've done, right? You've done the reps, you've done the sets, you've worked on your weaknesses, so that should help you out with actually playing with confidence. And finally, mentality, so being in the present moment. So being in the present, not focusing on mistakes, focusing more on the next action of the game, that's giving you just being in the present. That's making you focus instead of focusing on mistakes, you're focusing on the next play. That gives you confidence. And that's about it though, really. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll try to come up with a new video as soon as possible. Maybe by the end of May, you'll see another video. Take care, boys. See ya.